Welcome to RenéMarie Stroke of Luck. We're so honored and privileged to join everybody on Facebook. We have a new location, a new setup in Comac, New York.
Yes.
So thank you so much for the organization to allow us to broadcast live on Facebook, and we're actually videoing it for our Stroke of Luck Internet TV website show.
Yes.
So we're really honored. Today we're going to talk a little bit about Awaken Your Practice, which is I'm starting a professional life coaching profession to really inspire people through the education and the experiences that I've learned along this journey, especially of my stroke and aphasia recovery.
Yes.
And that's one of the specialties that I will be talking about is stroke and aphasia recovery, as far as life coaching and how important it is to have everybody around you to support you while you're going through that. So
And it's quite an experience if you're helping somebody. You have to really inspire them.
yeah,
Because they could get depressed.
yeah, it's true. I mean, your mind plays a big part in your recovery, except I know from experience that when you suffer a stroke, your mind is scrambled. So it kind of like goes against each other to be able to recover easily.
Yes.
Easily.
And the more encouragement you give to a person, the better.
Right. But before we start talking about the life coaching and Awaken Your Practice, which I'm just so happy and really excited about that world that I'm getting into, we want to talk a little bit about the
Telethon! The
Yay!
third annual Language of Love Telethon.
Yes. I can't believe it, Judy. I can't believe
The
that
time is just flying.
it's our third, though.
I know.
It's incredible that it's our third year. It blows me away, you know. So we're really so excited about it. It's going to be. Why don't you promote where it's going to be?
It's going to be at Mousetrap Cafe, 302 Broadway in Amityville, New York.
Right, and we're also it's streamed live.
Yes.
On www.madhousetv.com. www.madhousetv.com, and after the show it'll be uploaded to our
Website.
languageoflovetelethon.org website. So if you can't see it as soon as it's happening, you can always log on, and the donations are starting now from April 1st till April 30th, so you have a whole month to really help our cause, and it really is a big thing that we're working on. Our vision for the next 5 years is really to help those that their insurance has run out, which we thought about it, and we're not actually going to be helping one-on-one. We want to do it in a bigger scheme, because in all honesty, every single person, I'd say not every single person, but majority of people that I've spoken to and that I've been an ambassador to, and even myself, when stroke and aphasia runs out, insurance coverage runs out, it really is a challenge for them
and you have to have continued physical therapy.
Yes, and continued mean for the rest of your life.
Right.
So we're our legacy, and we keep saying this, and we're going to say it until we create it, is and anybody out there that wants to join us and really be a part of this legacy, and because it takes together to really accomplish it, is we want to build a center, a stroke center, to help those that their insurance run out. And aphasia has places, not that they'll help you with the insurance, but they do. The aphasia center does.
Yes.
So please, call the aphasia center if you know someone that should need help with after a stroke or a brain injury, or there's plenty of organizations out there. And if you would like more information about strokes and where to go, I recommend you go to the American Stroke Association. They are phenomenal, although there are many organizations.
And they are a benefactor
for our telethon. That's right. They're a benefactor.
They're a joint benefactor. It's American Stroke Association and RenéMarie's Language of Love Foundation, both 501c3s, and It's for stroke and aphasia.
Yes, yes. You know what? Let me get the. I actually have a list. I'm going to get up for 1 second. If you want to talk to them about who's going to be at the telethon in general, I'm going to get the list of entertainers and speakers that we have.
We're going to have stroke survivors sharing their stories, doctors, nurses, healthcare organizations, motivational speakers, caregivers, authors, entertainers, and so much more.
Here, Judy, here's the outline of the telethon, and maybe you could share some of the entertainers. I know there's a family member of mine named Chelsea Palermo. She'll be entertaining. She's entertained around New Jersey, the tri-state area, many, many, many times. We have, go ahead.
Karen Bella.
Karen Bella, who is a phenomenal country. I think she's country. She's a little bit country. She's a guitarist.
Right.
She plays around the Long Island area so phenomenally, and I love her texture and I love her personality.
We have Vinyl Plane, which is a live instrumental band.
Yeah, they actually are going to be playing instrumental for us, instrumentalists for us that day, and they are phenomenal. They're actually an old band that has reformated in this genre, in this with that title, and they're phenomenal. So they're going to actually be there the whole day. They're going to be opening up in the beginning. They're going to play during our broadcasting. That is. Because we have to break for a stream break for 15 minutes. They're going to play through that. They're going to bleed us back in. They're going to do phenomenal.
And we have Andrew G. Ratway performing as Elvis. Coming all the way from Graceland to do
And anybody doesn't know that's Judy's husband. And I get to sing a song with Andrew that day.
Yes. And we have the singing banker, Terry George.
Terry George, yes. And of course,
Frank Doyle will be playing the keyboard.
Yes, and Terry George has sung around Long Island as well as a singing banker.
She sings at many charities, Rotary functions.
And she's got such a personality, such a stage presence when she sings.
Does.
And what's her... keyboard player, I'm just doing a
Frank Doyle.
Frank Doyle, I'm so sorry. Frank Doyle used to play with Meatloaf, so she's got a really wonderful team there.
We've got Deborah Holly.
What an angel she is.
Yeah.
And she's actually a stroke survivor.
Yes,
she's actually a stroke survivor.
Yes.
So.
And Virginia Werner.
Yep.
Virginia Werner is going to be doing a dance, but she's also a stroke survivor.
Yes, she's going to actually be, it's going to be video because she just had an injury on her ankle and she's not able to do it live. So we're going to stream it.
I don't have the complete list.
Yes, you do.
Oh, I do. Okay, Johnny Kriegel?
Creel.
Sorry about that.
His father and I went to school together in kindergarten. And he's really been a wonderful friend and a wonderful supporter of mine. And when I was doing the telethon, his son has been really getting into the industry. And he called me and said, can he perform? And I said, absolutely, positively. I mean, and he does country with the guitar as well.
Lorraine Mund.
Yes, she's got a wonderful voice.
Christy Harrington. Florence Heckel.
Florence's sister, I believe, suffered a stroke. Yes, it was her sister or her cousin. I forget who it was, but I think I had no idea before because they've been a part of our 3 telethons.
Yeah.
And on the first telethon, she just came, she did her operatic thing, and she actually, while I was interviewing, and that's when she let us know that the reason that she wanted to be a part of it, because she had a family member that had a stroke.
And Florence is going to be singing a duet with Christy.
Yes.
And the keyboard is
her husband.
Joseph Gracione.
Yes, and we're so grateful for them to allow us to use their keyboard all the time, and it's phenomenal.
We have Robin Channing doing magic for us.
He's wonderful. You got to look him up.
And of course, we mentioned Chelsea. And
Estee
Trebar.
Well, actually, she goes by Estee Diva.
Okay.
That's her performing name, Estee Diva. And let me tell you something. Many, many, many years ago when I've always been a singer, but I was getting into the industry more as a profession. I was invited to a place called Roberto's, I think it's in Paramus, New Jersey. and I walked in and Esty was singing. She's got such an incredible voice. I mean, everybody is a wonderful performer.
I can't wait to hear her.
She's incredible. She's going to be singing the prayer.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh,
that's one of the songs she's going to be singing.
Patropia.
Yes, she's good. She's wonderful as well.
We have author Anne Aguilli.
Yes, she's actually going to be speaking, and she's a partner with our organization.
And Bobby Baby Walker.
Bobby Baby Walker.
He's the best.
Our BBW.
Tommy Mayer.
Tommy Mayer. He's one of the founders of Madhouse TV. He's going to be our MC, our master MC for the day. He is just very dynamic. And, while we're on his subject, I want to send a shout out to Janine, who does phenomenal work and really helps us with the organization, and the other two partners, Tom and Vicky, for allowing us the opportunity to, to do platform, to be able to share awareness with strokes and aphasia. We're broadcasting around the world, which I just can't fathom that. It's just crazy.
Dr. Jasmine Lay. She's going to be doing a video because she wasn't able to make it.
Yes.
But she was on the other two telethons.
Yes, and she actually did our 5-year anniversary on October.
Yes.
So she's going to be a part of it as well.
Did you want me to mention the stroke survivors as well?
Yeah, mention everyone.
Well, Enid Marin is going to be talking about her husband's stroke. And
actually, Nancy McGreeny. What's her married name?
Cavallone. Nancy McGreeny Cavallone.
She just got married. It's been over a year.
It's about a year now.
Yeah. Yes. I actually just met with her at Panera's so that we were setting up the back end of the telethon, and she is just an angel, Nancy. She's a part of our board now, and we're so honored and privileged to have her as a part of our board. We have Dr. Michael Evangel. He's working on something really wonderful. Water tapaline, I believe it is.
Yes.
I'm actually working on I did a broadcast with them. I haven't uploaded it yet because I've been working on the telethon. But it's really a wonderful thing, which I like because it's through natural organization.
Yes.
Natural. It's not something that's medical, and actually he's working with a gentleman named Fred, who is the visionary behind behind this. And they really are taking the world by storm, and they're doing such wonderful work. And I'm sorry, Dr. Mike, I promised to upload your video. I know you sent me an email today, and I promise.
And CJ Marie is going to be doing a really beautiful dance.
Beautiful dance. And we actually have Bob and Jen Bross, who are Shackley partners.
Yes.
Jen is going to be doing her social media guru while she's there. And don't forget Kathy. Kathy Walker is going to be our phone bank. She's going to run our phone bank. Go ahead.
Josh Orlean is going to tell his stroke story, and his wife is going to be along too to tell it from her what she experienced.
Yep.
I skipped over some, so I'm going to.
We also a friend of Michelangelo.
Yes.
Michelangelo will be there. He's our videographer. He's going to be videoing in the backdrop, doing an off-site. You're more than welcome to join us, please, because everyone's open. The doors are open. It's going to be incredible.
2:00. The doors open 2 to 8.
Yes. And what's the time on there? We're going to be doing Humble and Kind. I think it's about 5:30, 6 o'clock. We're going to be singing the song Humble and Kind.
And it's so beautiful.
Yes. We're actually, we always do a sing-along. Always do a song along when all the artists get up and they're singing together, because in my world that's really important for everybody to join together, and it really marks an incredible event that we have when we can all sing together. And we're going to be singing Joy to the World, we're going to be singing Humble and Kind, and we're going to be singing United We Stand. And it would really be awesome for everybody to come and be a part of that, because it's really important.
I believe I've mentioned everybody.
That's it. Well, if we didn't, you can go to www.languageoflovetelethon.org to find out more about our operation. To make donations, you can certainly go to our foundation website. You can go to either website, because all the money, unless it's noted otherwise, from now until the end of April goes to our telethon operation. And once again, the
American Stroke Association. And they've been our partner for 3 telethons.
They've done phenomenal work, the American Stroke Association. I'm actually working with them very closely to become a speaker for a lobbyist to go down to Washington, D.C. to really speak to the important.
Right. I want to mention that Lisa Deck, who had a stroke when she was 21 years old, and she had several strokes. She even had 2 brain surgeries. We will have a video of hers to share so that everybody knows. And if you saw her today, and we saw her at the Go Red for Women, she looks fine. She looks like she's never had any problems at all.
Right. But
she's a walking miracle.
Yes. And what I always try to explain to people is, even though we don't look like something has affected our life, it did affect our lives. It affected our lives spiritually. It affected our lives, emotionally. It affected our lives, our brains. So even though we look normal from the outside, it doesn't mean that we're any different.
Right.
It doesn't mean that we're any less than we are. It just really impacts your life.
And the determination to get well is very strong.
Yes. And that's a good segue into our life coaching.
Yes.
Okay. So it's really a wonderful. I just want to change the slide in the back, because isn't this awesome that we have a slide up there? It's like, oh my God, Facebook. I hope everybody's doing wonderful and having a wonderful day and staying dry and warm. And I think cool. Yeah, tomorrow it's supposed to be 60 degrees, right?
Yes, we're going back to spring tomorrow. And some people today have a blizzard going on.
Let me see.
In New England.
Oh, it didn't come up. Let me see. Oh, okay. So let me see if I can get this. There we go. Awaken Our Practice. We're really excited about that. That does not look like a good photo back there. But let me see.
Is there a way to make it larger?
Let me see. Well, that's okay. Let me just... Just keep talking to them so we don't bore our audience.
Okay. Awaken, RenéMarie, professional life coach.
She'll read it for you.
Awaken Your Practice specializes in sports, athletics, corporate executive, stroke and aphasia recovery, leadership, entrepreneurs, soul searching, evolution. The classes will be a focus on music and harmony. Music in harmony, trust in God, building bridges, leadership, doing for others, really important, reflection, and gratitude.
So let's go down the list, Judy. Sports athlete. Did you ever watch sports athletes on first of all, I used to play softball. Softball was my absolute passion.
You're a coach.
I was a coach, but I was an avid, dedicated, crazy, insane player. Insane is not, like, I remember, like, practice used to be at 4 o'clock, and I used to be at the field at 3 o'clock waiting for everybody, saying, where is everybody? I'm like, why they're not here? Like, I was really
You
crazy.
want to talk strategy.
I was crazy. I was like, where is everybody? And it's so interesting because I know nowadays, like, it's changed so much, because I remember Pat Talafero, who was our softball coach, used to have this big, huge, like a Partridge Family bus, but it was a van, and it was big and yellow and looked like a big banana. And no, honestly, and she used to come, but you knew when Pat was like coming around the corner that you had to get up out of your chair and you had to go help her with the equipment. But nowadays,
people don't always do that.
They don't do that, and it's really a lesson in life of how to respect and how to honor people.
Yes.
And it's really important to teach kids the respect and how to coach and how to be really all they want to be. It takes a lot of hard work in life and a lot of dedication in life
I
to
agree.
achieve your goals and objectives, you
Right.
know? So I really wanted to teach and coach, and not even coach so much, but motivate kids. I loved being a coach. You know, coaching kids was, and I've learned this from Mr. Greenwood and Pat Talaferro and Dominic Cortellessa, that you need, you know, you have to show them the way. You can't just do or be
Right.
everything. You gotta
Right.
be coached in the proper
Right.
way, you know? And coaching, you know, you can't teach kids how to do it.
You have to
And
show them.
You got to show them, and you kind of have to guide them, and you kind of have to empower them the freedom to achieve their goals. You know, you have to give them, Ellen. And what I used to remember was when Pat used to come to practice, every day we knew what we had to do. We knew the outline. You had to go to the van and get the equipment.
Right.
Then you had to set the equipment up. Then each practice, somebody was responsible for the bats and the balls. So they had
Right.
to take them out of the bag.
Right.
But then we knew, without question, without asking, that we had to get a ball and start throwing. We had to practice.
Right.
That's why
The professionals do that.
Yes, they
Right.
do the same thing. And that's why my life coaching is called Awaken Your Practice, because we have to awaken that mentality in us that things just don't arise without practice, right?
Very true.
Even with your humor, right? Talk about a little bit how when you used to do comedy,
Oh, yes.
you had to,
First, I took comedy lessons at Governor's in Levertown. And then we would have to prepare pieces to do. And we were told that a joke that we start out with in the very beginning, we should end with something related to it so it would be like an inside joke. Now, you're given an allotted time in a comedy club. And heaven forbid you go over by a minute or a
Right.
couple of seconds, you'll hear about it.
right.
And they show you the light when it's 60 seconds, and you better wind it up. So what I used to do is I used to make a tape recording of what I was going to do, and I listened to it over and over. Sometimes I even put the tape, I would do it a number of times on the tape and put it under my bed so I had it memorized. And when I went, I just did it, and it felt very natural, and you can talk to the audience and you know where you're going with it.
Right.
And it took practice.
It takes practice. You can't achieve something unless you practice. I just want to change the slide. I found one that I want to have up there. So just give me 2 seconds. It'll come up. Hang on. It'll come up. Patience is another thing.
I
in life.
also felt that I had to change what I was saying after I did all the rounds.
Right.
And it was very hard writing new material. Delivering the material was a lot of fun, but writing it was very tough. You had to be very, you really had to concentrate.
But you know what, Judy? Everything doesn't come easy in life. You have to challenge yourself. If you want to succeed in your life, I remember when I was taking the Jack Canfield class, which is one of the educations that I,
Right.
talk about that I use, that I always, have in my pocket. And he said, you have to have a plan, right? A game plan, just like a sports athlete.
Right,
you have to have
right,
a game
right.
plan. And that game plan is you have to write things out. And what he would make us do is he would make us have a calendar, and on that calendar you had to practice, you had to do something every day. And you had to do something out of your box. You couldn't do something that was normal.
I remember when I took the Dale Carnegie course, they would give you a hat, and you would pick a topic out of the hat, and you would have 2 minutes to discuss the topic. And the teacher told the class the one subject that wasn't going to be in there was Russia. With my luck, I put my hand in and I take out the subject of Russia. So you have to mention what your topic is. I said, my topic today is Russia. I have never been there. I would rather go to Paris.
Right.
And I talked about Paris.
Right. You let it right. So you took what you had, and you were inventive.
Right.
And really made it work. The same thing with me after my stroke, right? Me playing softball. It didn't stop me from playing softball. I went right back on the field.
You're kidding.
No. But it was because I had practiced so intently throughout my life. It was just something that was very natural for me to get back into. It took me a lot of practice and work, and I couldn't hit those drives anymore. But I could drop it in the pocket once in a while, And I always played third base. My reaction time wasn't. Once in a while, I would throw it off. But I had great.
But you have such extreme dedication to what you're doing, and you're so motivated by what you're doing.
That's what I want to share with everybody. I want to tend to tap into how when you are motivated and you're focused and you want to achieve things, that you can make anything happen. Anything in your life is possible.
Right. Anything you put your mind to, you can achieve.
Right, but you have to also look at the bigger picture, because people will say, well, how come she has $1 million? Because everybody is always in the money, in the money world. It's true. First of all, money isn't everything in your life.
I was going to say that.
Second of all, sometimes what you desire and your visions don't come out exactly the way you want. But if you put your mind to it and you're doing the best that you can,
right,
and you're proud of yourself, which I've had something just recently that I've gone through that I'm very proud of myself with the way I stood strong and the way I handled it. And some people looked at me like I was out of whack because of the way I handled it. But in all honesty, I'm very proud of myself, which is such a gracious thing to be proud of yourself.
I also want to say that there'll be people in your life that'll tell you, you can't do that, or that's impossible.
They don't tell us that.
Somehow, when people told me that something was impossible, it made me feel an urgent urge to go out and show them that it could be done and do it, and do it successfully.
And another key to
anybody could do that.
Right. And another key to life coaching and anybody, and it doesn't matter whether it's life coaching, you have to have people in your life that support you and will give you those guidelines and boundaries.
Yes.
To make sure that you're not going off stray. That's why you have to have a game plan, like a softball game plan. And you need to
set your goals.
I remember when we used to play softball, and the coaches, the head coaches, they had to have a game plan. They had to set the players in their positions.
Joel Osteen says that if you write down what you really want, I want to buy that car, but I can't afford it. Or I want to buy that house, I can't afford it. If you write it down and you paste it up on a counter or on a wall or something, and you keep looking at it, you will work harder to get to that.
And the key to that is, Judy, not to think you don't have it and long to have it. You have to look at it and see yourself in that car.
Yes.
You need to see yourself in the car.
Yes.
And you literally need to take some time. That's why it's important to post it. You need to see yourself in that car and how it'll feel to drive it. Because I read a book. This was one of the first books that really inspired me on this path. Was Excuse Me, Your Life is Waiting by Lynn Grabhorn.
Oh, I haven't read that one.
It's phenomenal. And I was guided to buy it, and I was in a really awkward space in my life when I found it, but I kind of looked for leadership, and I went and I bought it. And while we're on sports, one of the stories in it is about how she was writing this book, and a friend of hers said, well, you have to come to see this baseball game. And she's like, I don't want to go see a baseball game. I'm writing a book. I don't have time. So her friend kept bothering her. So she said, I'll go. So she goes to the book. She goes to the game, and there's this little batter up to bat, the last batter of the game. And he gets up, and he's small, and he gets it, and he swings, and he hits it out of the ballpark. She's like, oh, okay, there was luck, Well, he did it 2 or 3 more times in that game. She's like, that's why I had to come to this game to realize, to talk to him about how he accomplished his goals and objectives, how he saw he was going to hit it, and he just hit it, and just that was it. Well, when she interviewed him, he said, "I just know I'm going to do it. There's no doubt in his brain that he was going to hit that ball out of the park.
I can do it. I know I can do it, and I'm going to do it.
What is it? Choo-choo. Right? Isn't that? I know I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. And it's funny, but when I'm driving, Judy, sometimes like there's a bunch of traffic, and I actually, when I'm not tired, I use my energy to like get through the traffic, and I just focus. It works. It really does work.
I have to mention that for over 20 years I was an executive recruiter, and you had to really have faith that you were going to locate the type of people that your client wanted.
Right.
And I used to go in the car, my boss suggested this, go in your car, play motivational tapes. And I saw an increase in my salary that was amazing.
Wow.
Because I was listening to these motivational tapes, and I went out and I bought every motivational album I could find.
Yes.
And she said, "My God, you're really soaring here."
Yeah. Well, in that book, Excuse Me, Life's Waiting, I think it was Lynn that it would explain, like, when she was positive, things would start flowing. When she got negative, things and deals that were almost like they were like right at the tip of her hands to get it to close, and they fell through. And she's like, "How did that happen?" Because you are who you feel. You are what you embody yourself.
This was a really good boss I had, because on Saturday she took us to hear motivational speakers, and she just taught the whole office to think positive.
That's awesome. That was a life lesson.
You could get so many rejections, but you're going to get a really big offer.
Right. Well, in my writings, which I want to thank Ann for helping me. How do you say
Ann Aguili?
Aguili. She's our guest on our next show. We're going to do faith and recovery on the next show today, actually. And she's actually a writer.
Yes.
So I sent her all my information of how I wanted it laid out and stuff, and she wrote it beautiful. It's beautiful. I mean, this is beautiful.
This is really good.
She just has a gift for expressing herself. So we're going to talk to Ann in a little bit, but it's what it says here is, let's see. Through this process, you may discover that you have a profound purpose, and that all the things that have happened in your life have been orchestrated to bring you to this true life path.
That's
the same
true.
thing with you. The same thing with you. You
could be in one profession, and then something happens, and you're walking in another direction, and it's even better than what you did before.
Yes, and you have to trust.
Yes.
That you're being guided and led into that right way, and it's hard. It's hard, but
I started with public relations. Then I detoured into executive recruiting and came back to public relations years later. So it's something that you're living with. It's the skills that you acquire early in life you can use later in life.
Yes.
And you never know where it's going to lead.
Yeah.
It's always...
Yeah. So the next specialty that I think that I have experience in, and of course we're always on a journey in learning. I still have my team. As a matter of fact, I have once a year I go to a spiritual counselor. She was actually what was she? What can I call her? I don't know. She many years ago, because of my stroke, I was confused, so I went to her. But every year I go in for a checkup. Just to make sure. And what I'm saying is that everybody needs that team of people around them to help them and guide them to say, this is what I'm doing, this is where I'm going, and this is what I want to do, and they support you. And what I like about this woman is we do things through prayer. We pray, we begin with prayer, we end with prayer, we kind of use God as the basis to where I'm going and what I'm doing. And that's really important.
And I think that anybody that meets you, you're a positive influence on them.
Thank you.
By what you're doing, they get more motivated.
Yeah, but so are you. So are you. Judy has such a gift. And she's got a gift that I learn from every day, is to just keep going and keep moving and keep doing things and keep achieving things. And and you and I are like, where we want it to be perfect, we try to be perfect, but if it's not perfect, so what? You're on to the next thing. You you learn from your mistakes and you move on, and
you keep going.
Just keep going. So the next specialty that I've learned in my life, that once again is corporate executives, leadership.
Yes.
And my class on that is building bridges. I really think that people need to build bridges between the staff, the team, the associates that are there.
Yes, I believe that too.
I just had a memo written about me, and this is an honest truth, and I was really honored and privileged when they reflecting how I felt on the universe. And I believe that things should be done through love and kindness. Love and kindness. That doesn't mean that you can't be taught things, you can't be corrected, you can't be informed, but it's got to be done through love and kindness.
Life is a learning process.
Life is too short, Judy, to want dramas, to create issues, to want that. And the leadership, and I've had wonderful leaders in my life. Michael Mandillo at First Service Residential, Jim Maggott at First Service Residential, Julie Julison at First Service Residential, Dominic Cortellessa, Carmela Garofano. I mean, I can give you a list of leaders that have really inspired me to.
It's wonderful that you got an opportunity to work with them.
Yes, and but once again, I believe that God placed me in that place, so that I could learn everything I've learned from them.
Yes.
I mean, Michael Mandillo is such an incredible leader. He goes above and beyond. I mean, I remember him telling us one time that he was leaving his office. Now, he was the CEO of our company, but they merged with First Service Residential when it was Wentworth. He was driving off, and one of his staff members had a flat tire. He literally got out of the car and changed the flat tire for them.
That's very nice.
But I mean, those are the types of things that above and beyond. He always texts me on my birthday, on Christmas, on holidays. So, I mean, but he's got like millions of people, but they make you feel like you're important. You're important. Jim Maggott just came to visit me the other day. So, like, it really is a good operation. It just, there's nothing like it. So, from them, I've learned the techniques and, some of my own life lessons to really create building bridges between people, between associates. I'll always remember I saw on the Oprah show, I think it was the Oprah show, and I forget his name, pardon me, the CEO of LinkedIn.
Oh, okay.
And his work ethic is astounding. I think he had 100% of people that liked him that worked for him. That's incredible. That shows that he is authentic to his work ethic,
Yes.
So it's really.
And I think if you look back during your career, you could usually pick out a few people, maybe one special one I can think of, that made a big difference in my career.
Yes, I've been blessed. I've had many people, and I just want to be able to use those gifts, those experiences that they've shared with me, so that I could bring it to the world. I mean, it's good, and that's what we're doing here today. We're bringing it to everyone. We're bringing it to everyone. Then there's a really important one for me: stroke and aphasia recovery life coaching. I know that unless you've experienced strokes and aphasia, they
have no idea.
Even if you're a doctor, I know that you've experienced many people, a doctor, nurses, caregivers, whoever you are, but when you've walked the walk, in any aspect of life, when you've walked the walk, it's so different to be able to listen and have compassion. And once again, I'm not saying that anybody else doesn't have compassion and they don't, but
I understand what you're saying, because when my dad had a massive stroke, and I took care of him for 3 years and 3 months, 6 hours a day. Even though he was in a nursing home, I was there for 6 hours every day. And I know what he went through, and I did everything to motivate him, played his favorite music. I didn't know how important music and memory were.
Music is very important, very important. Music is what gravitated me back to being, who I am. It's just a different part of your brain that just allows you to.
You know that they would be singing, and he would be knocking on the table, and I got him, what do you call those, maracas, or that you shake to the tune of music. I got that, and he was keeping such wonderful rhythm that they came over and they said, "This is fabulous."
Wow. I'll never forget, I was singing for an organization, and we were going to hospitals in New York. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to start that in New Jersey through my organization, going room to room, singing a cappella.
Oh, yes.
Because
I know people who did that.
Yes, it's mine is going to be called Lifting Our Voices. But I'll never forget, I okayed it with the coordinator while I was there if I could stay back and share with the patients my experience through a stroke. And he said yes. So everybody would sing, we'd have a good time, and then they'd move on, and then I would share with them, I have some hope to bring to you. I've been where you are.
Yes.
Look at me, I've been where you are. And you can't imagine the smile that came on
You give them so much hope.
It's hope. Hope
and faith that you too will be able to recover.
Yeah, and the truth is we'll never...
More motivation to try to recover.
Yeah, I mean, and in all honesty, motivation and your brain is so important in the keys. But, going back to, what was I thinking before? Going back to, understanding, but first you have to peel away all the layers. That's why I understand that. You can suffer. You can suffer stroke, Judy, but you can't recover immediately. You can't recover immediately. You have to defragment your brain. You have to peel the layers away. You have to be trained again, which the therapists do and stuff like that.
And the people who visit you need to be positive.
Yes.
Not say anything that would be upsetting.
Yeah, and even your energy, so that's why it's good to play music. To be uplifting, to bring uplifting to
the fact
people.
that you're going to go from one room to another. I know a couple that did that, and I am forever grateful to them.
Yeah.
I'll never forget them.
Yeah. So that's one of the things that I'm going to be doing. The other one is leadership. I really think that leadership is a really important role. And leadership to me, in my world, is not being better than anybody. It's really just, and this I learned from Dominic Cortellessa, it really is tapping into each person, the best that they have, and empowering them to use those gifts. That is so important. That is so important.
I agree.
Not to be controlling, but to be empowering. And leadership is really important. I mean, leadership in every aspect, the presidency, the governors, the leaders of a church, the leader of a community, no matter what you're a leader of, leader of a company.
Of a club.
Yes. Whatever you are, you need to honor.
And you have to learn to work together with, let's say you're a president of a club, you have to learn to work together with everybody. Ask their opinions on things.
And not only ask their opinions, but listen to what they're saying.
And listening is a very important aspect.
And that's another thing that I learned from Dominic Cortellessa is that you have to be open to hear everybody, even when it's hard. And Dom has said some hard stuff to me, some hard life lessons to me. But,
hi, Dom.
but it's just the techniques, not the techniques. He wasn't hard on me as being mean. He was hard on me and making me think, and making me process, and making me do the work to accomplish the goal. And that really is the key.
I admire somebody like that. I really do.
That's one of the keys to life coaching, because most people would think, well, I have a problem, let me go to a life coach, or let me go to a psychologist. But the truth is that we can't do it for you. We can only.
I don't think a psychologist is going to be very helpful in life coaching. I mean, they go, aha.
Right. But we as a life coach, because now I am a life coach, I took the Silva mind control, which isn't a mind control as far as controlling minds. It's about controlling your own mind. I've taken the Jack Canfield class. I successfully graduated from that. I'm taking an integrative class right now, which I should be certified in approximately a month. And of course, I'm going to continue to learn. I've read a number of books.
But there's a difference between a life coach and what you're doing, and when you mention a psychologist, maybe my only experience with it is watching one on TV, but I can't imagine them being that helpful.
Well,
no offense, but
I honestly don't know. What I've learned from this integrative coaching class that I'm taking right now is that, as a life coach, we can only listen to what you're providing for us and actually ask the right questions and really guide you. They call it a tour guide.
I see.
A tour guide of your life. So, there may be somebody that comes to me that I may say, I think you need to see a psychologist, because there's something more medical and more in depth.
Right, I understand
that I need to know my lane.
I understand that.
And that was something that they spoke about, that, if your lane, which my lane is stroke and aphasia, I can talk vividly about strokes and aphasia, because that's my lane.
Right.
Or maybe a psychologist who's a life coach can take care of somebody, but I need to stay in my lane with that. And I don't give advice to people. All I do is ask them to try to figure out, which is another thing I learned from Dom, is, ask the right questions to make them think, to make them process. And he never gave me any answers. Never gave me any answers. He made me think it out. And sometimes I tried things that fell through, but I had to go through it to understand it.
Okay.
So it's really an incredible,
And you're very gifted. You're going to be.
Thank you. But I want to do it. I want to do it to help people. I want to do it to help people, and I want to make this a little wider anyway. Due to poor wires connection, your broadcast has been paused. What time is it anyway? Do you know?
It's almost 5:00.
Oh, wow. That's it. Oh, hi, how are you? Welcome back.
A little technical difficulty.
A little Facebook Live. Facebook Live. But we were talking about, staying in your own lane, which is really important, and how, I really want to use the education to give back. At the age that I'm at the prime age to have experienced life,
right,
to be able to give back. It really is important.
That's
to
a
do
gift.
That. That's a gift. Well, it's a gift,
it's a very precious gift.
Thank you. But I just look at it like, we're privileged to be alive. We're privileged to be alive, and we really have to use those privileges and to see what we can do for people in life. Entrepreneurs. I was an entrepreneur. I am an entrepreneur.
Yes, you are.
And I have a friend who's up starting a business, and she actually has really used me as a resource to give her guidance, as to what she should do, what she shouldn't do. And I just give it to her, and she uses what she wants from it, but it's been wonderful. It's been wonderful. Soul searching, you soul search all the time, right?
Yes, I do.
It's really important to reflect and soul search, which is why our telethons during Easter and Passover.
Yes.
It's always during that time. I know that Easter season is my faith, and we reflect during Holy Week.
Yes.
Yom
yes.
Kippur is the
No,
Jewish...
Yom Kippur is
Yom
September.
Kippur.
That's
right, but
not
that's
around Easter. That's
right,
not, the Passover.
Right. But what I'm saying is Yom Kippur is when your reflection
yes,
is
yes,
done.
Yes.
The same as
yes,
our Holy
yes,
Week.
Yes,
You know.
yes.
So I admire. You know, I love that time of year where it's actually good that it's two completely separate times because it gives us two times to really reflect and
yes.
to come together
and
with
I think
who we
people
are.
should reflect more often than that. Not
Yeah.
just once a year. I think they should reflect
every day.
Every day.
Every day. Every
and
day.
I don't think that's too much.
No, but that's why, like, one of the tools in the classes I'm taking tells you that you should, give gratitude every day. You should wake up, give gratitude. Actually, my spinal yoga coach, which is a dynamic individual, Terry, he says, when you get up in the morning, don't be so hurried to jump out of bed. Feel your body. Make sure everything is intact. Give gratitude for allowing yourself to
Right.
be.
Right.
So it's really important, really important. Evolution.
Yes.
Evolution. I like evolution because we're all a part of evolution, right?
Yes.
We're all a part of where we're going, what we're doing to stay mainstream. No, that doesn't help us
true.
at all. We have to be motivated.
That could be detrimental if you're
Yes.
going to live in the past.
Yes. And in my world, I like to create revolution. I like to be a part of evolution, right? I don't want to do somebody else's evolution, right? We want to do our own evolution,
Yes.
So some of my classes that I'm going to be sharing with everybody, and I'm going to actually be doing a Facebook Live class online, and just a half an hour class to educate you a little bit and to really to hear your words as to what you like to hear, and maybe ask questions or whatever. Is why don't you read them, Judy? It's on the other side. The classes that I'm going to be giving.
Focus, music in harmony, trust in God, building bridges, leadership, doing for others, reflection, and gratitude. And
if you have any questions, you can always email me for this life coaching at RenéMarieAwaken@gmail.com. It'll be posted on the bottom when I stream this on our Facebook, on our website. And once again, it's RenéMarieAwaken@gmail.com. If you want to go to the I don't think it's there. If you want to go to the website, it's RenéMarieAwaken.com. RenéMarieAwaken.com. And we really want to hear from you. I always like to make an interactive, discussion.
Yes.
That's really more enjoyable. That's why it's better to do with a co-host, so that we can have a conversation. So, I'm not talking through, just talking about myself or talking about anything. We really want to provide for you. That's what our life's about. And so let's go back to the telethon. Tell about the telethon one more time before we close out.
Palm Sunday, March 9th.
No, April 9th.
Why am I saying that?
Because last year was March. It was in March.
Okay.
Cut that. Take two.
Palm Sunday, April 9th. We will be broadcasting RenéMarie's third annual Language of Love telethon from Mousetrap Cafe, located at 203 Broadway in Amityville. Doors open 2 o'clock. It runs from 2 to 8. We will have a wide array of people on the show. We will have stroke survivors sharing their stories, doctors, nurses, healthcare organizations, volunteers, caregivers, authors, entertainers, and so much more.
So much more. It is going to be a rocking time. And please join us if you're in the tri-state area, in the New Jersey area, in the New York area, Connecticut area. Come.
Yes, but most of all, enjoy it, learn from it, and please donate what you can.
If everybody donated $10 or $20, it's not, I don't think it's going to break you. If it does, then, could forward it, if you could get the information out about strokes and aphasia. It really is important. Aphasia is the result of a brain injury or stroke that prevents communication. You can't speak, you can't think, you can't process. I mean, it
can't even read.
You can't even read sometimes. It really is devastating. And the other thing is stroke. Stroke is the fifth leading cause of death in the United States, but the first leading cause of disability. And 80% of strokes can be prevented. So it really is important.
You need to know the signs.
Yes, you need to know the signs fast. The face, if the face droops on one side. Arms, if your arms don't go, I can't do it anyway because of my stroke. Yes. If your arm droops, if one of your arms droops, smile in speech, if you're slurring your speech, or if you smile, I can't do it because mine is the way.
And time is of the essence.
Times is of the essence.
As soon as you realize you're having a stroke or someone around you is having a stroke, call 911 immediately. And when the ambulance comes, make sure you tell them this person is having a stroke.
Yes, because they'll go right into stroke mode.
Yes.
They'll go right into stroke mode. As a matter of fact, they're actually, I have to research this, but somebody just came to me because people are always sharing information with me about strokes. They said that I think it's Chicago, that has a van that is designed for strokes. But how's that ambulance going to know to come to you if you don't tell people you're having a stroke? How is the ambulance driver going to know? He's going to have to determine what's going on. So you need to let them know this person could be possibly having a stroke. They'll go right into stroke mode.
And they have to give you an MRI or an MRA.
Yes.
And know whether they can give you a blood clot medication. If you have a bleed, they will know that from the tests, and they may have to operate. So you gotta act fast.
Yes, and what they'll do is they'll call the hospital and they'll go right past triage and right in for a CAT scan, because that's the number one thing.
That's very important.
It's really important. We could be saving lives by just letting people know that.
And as soon as you get there and you have these tests, every ticking moment is a moment that you won't have as severe a disability that you would have had if you let time go by.
Yes. So we really hope that you'll join us, because music is a language of love and you can really enjoy yourself. But in the backlog, we're trying to bring stroke and aphasia awareness and really bringing people together to show love and to spread love and to really be love, and together we'll save lives. We're saving lives.
So again, Palm Sunday, April 9th, Mousetrap Cafe, 203 Broadway, doors open in Amityville, doors open at 2 o'clock. Donate what you can, please.
We really could use your help with finances. We have so many visions. Our visions for the next 5 years are to go into school systems, to bring some education about strokes and aphasia at a young age, because a young age really makes a difference when it's a part of their lives. You could save lives. I mean, look at the children on TV you watch all the time that save their parents' lives because their parents have taught them that they need to call 911. That's really important. We want to do it through music. We want to bring, my friend Jen has a ukulele, which we're going to be singing.
That would be great.
Yeah, we're going to be singing Somewhere Over the Rainbow.
Oh, I love that song.
Yes, but we're going to be doing it in the Hawaiian tone, which I didn't just sing it in the Hawaiian tone because I'm not thinking of it. But anyway, we want to bring the ukulele into the schools and sing, but we need sponsors. We need money to be able to manifest that. We want to build our center. We want to, with so many things that we have, I want to travel around and bring stroke and aphasia awareness to organizations, to corporate, to just one-on-one, to churches, and that all takes. The bottom line is it all takes money to operate. So we would be honored and privileged if you would make an impact in that world for us. So. We'll see you next time. I'm not going to sing today because we're running out of time. How does this song go? I forget. But anyway, maybe I'll sing a little bit of I Believe in Music.
Yes, do that.
I can just sit around making music all day long. As long as I'm making my music, I can't do nobody wrong. And who knows, maybe someday I'll come up with a song that makes people want to stop the fussing and fighting just long enough to sing along. Let's go. I believe in music, and I believe in love. Music is love, and love is music, if you know what I mean. And people who believe in music are the happiest people I've ever seen. So clap your hands, stomp your feet, and shake your tambourine. Lift your voices to the sky. God loves it when you sing. Let's go. I believe in music, and I believe in love. Let's blow our kisses, Judy. God bless everybody.
God bless you.
If you need us, email us. Bye.
Bye.
Looking for a reason, searching for a sign, reaching out with both hands.